who, as we mentioned, go with the same quartet that failed to qualify yesterday, resisting the temptation to bolster with either Femke Bol or Lieke Klaver. They have Melissa Padron, Rose Almanza and Lisnady Letitia ahead of them. Here's the Netherlands lineup with Evelina Solberg, Merte van der Schoot, Lisanne de Witte and Kathleen Peters. I'll get Daphne's thoughts in a moment briefly on whether she would have put in Bol or Klaver. Showing faith in the Dutch selectors in sending the same four out again, as we see Karina Vanessa, the lead-off runner for Portugal. In lane 7, Sofia Lahashina, Juliana Guerrero and Vera Barbosa. On the outside will be Botswana, who have never qualified for the Olympics in this event, the women's 4x4. There's their final leg runner, Christine Motleketswe. Prior to her, Motlatsi Ranti, Calafele Morocco and Marangi Refilwe for Botswana. So briefly, Daphne, would you have put in Klaver or Bol?
Yes.
This brief, which one would you have chosen in this?
I think it doesn't matter that much, but I think it's to be safe. I will do that. I think just because of the Olympic tickets, you never know.
But as you look at the relative strength of these other teams, should this Dutch quartet have enough to win this?
I think so. They can do it as well, because these girls are also very strong. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't take the risk, I think.
Maybe they're prioritising the $40,000 that will be up for grabs if they can win the mixed relay 4x400m final a little bit later on in the programme. So it's heat 2 of 3 in the women's 4x400 metres relay, chasing those 2 spots. So Botswana on the outside with Ranti to lead them off. Portugal in 7. Evelina Solberg. Actually, a couple of the Netherlands runners yesterday, they posted 52-second splits, which is not going to be enough at this level. Van der Schoot and de Witte at 52s yesterday, as we see Cuba. Switzerland, again, the question marks will be there until we see the performances of Anina Farr and Julia Sen on legs 2 and 4, who ran earlier in the evening. Joan Chirono to lead off from Kenya. Here we go then. They're relay teammates. They're a close-knit bunch at the training centre in Papendal, the Netherlands squad. I'm sure we'll be watching on either from over on the warm-up track or from listening on from the call room or watching some kind of footage to see how their teammates get on here.
Set.
Evelina Solberg out of lane 6 for the Netherlands will be obviously keen to get them off to a good start. Switzerland with Lena Vanley are the ones who are just breaking from that even split in the early stages down the first 50 metres or so of the back straight. One on the outside, Botswana with Motlatsi Ranti. Between them and the Netherlands, Karina Vanessa of Portugal. Switzerland close round up on Melissa Padron of Cuba. Solberg, slightly ungainly style with her arm carriage. She out to the side, Evelina Solberg down the home straight. Melissa Padron has saved some in the tack here to come past Switzerland and redress the balance of the lane draw as we come up to the first change. Cuba just ahead of Switzerland and the Netherlands, and right on the outside Portugal. No issues with the changeovers on that occasion. Botswana and then Kenya. 2 African teams at the moment at the back of the sextet of teams. Only 2 places up for grabs. The Netherlands batting in the hand of Merte van der Schoot. For Cuba, it's Rosemary Almanza. Anina Farr then testing those legs for a second time this evening. And for Portugal, it's Sofia Lavrishina. 4th position. Very tight between Switzerland and Cuba again as they come around that bend. Almanza was certainly not wanting to run any wider than she needed to there. But Van der Schoot and Switzerland again, Farr just easing out to try and get a bit of room. She feels confident enough to go past the Netherlands. She needed a bit of room to do so. She just eased her way out. And again, that's another really impressive performance on a second run of the evening from Anina Farr of Switzerland, who hands on for the 3rd leg to Julia Niederberger. Lisanne de Witte rather on the Third leg for the Netherlands. Take the final spots available. The women's 4x400 meters. Belgium always seems to have that under control. It takes that experience in their quartet. Very probably in that leg, that heat rather got the job done.
Yeah, also Belgium is working on that front and usually same elements that were a lot of relays, and you see they are so relaxed running because you see the play, they try what they need to do, and they did. Also,
It's a record to 0.2 seconds off the previous mark there, so even more celebration score. Spain was a few near misses so far in the Bahamas here, but Spain finally have the tickets to Paris, joining Belgium. Czech Republic put up only a 5 home straight. They had 2 to do. Australia and also Spain. Team changes, next 3 and 4. Emotional times, TV, not just dealing with qualification. So it's all from team qualifiers. The women's 4x400 meters through to Olympic Games. Selection decision, if you like, through the performance of the team to men's 4x400 meters threes. That's that as well shortly. But look at this, well demonstrate the really competitive up to this point.
Yeah, I expect very tight races, like really close to each other, but you see that last minute it's sort of broken all the way over from she's pushing herself through the line.
Change there for those athletes linking out. Final leg. Belgium just managed it from front. Fine performance, but Spain that's in a row on the final leg. That's taking Spain through to that actual record. Smile for Belgium. The story. Yeah, it's a second chance. It's set up with every team. They attention the run yesterday. Those two teams taking advantage of that. Confirmation of the results. Belgium, the favourites in that event, justifying that favouritism. Proof for a national record to take a second spot.
The women's 4x400 meters at the BTC World Athletics Relays Bahamas 2024 unfolded as one of the fiercest Olympic qualification clashes of the entire competition. With Paris 2024 spots on the line, only the heat winners could breathe easy, and the tension inside Nassau's Thomas A. Robinson Stadium was unmistakable. Under the sharp glare of the Bahamian night, the squads from Kenya, Switzerland, Cuba, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Botswana assembled for a race destined to be defined by precision, nerve, and strategy. The moment the starter's pistol cracked, the tempo escalated instantly. Kenya's opener burst out boldly, attacking every meter as if the lap belonged solely to her, determined to hand her teammates a commanding position. Switzerland, renowned for their seamless exchanges and balanced lineup, shadowed them closely. The Netherlands, one of the heavy contenders, opted for patience, their first runner staying relaxed, ready to unleash their strength deeper into the relay. The second leg brought clarity. Cuba and Botswana injected fresh speed into the contest, with Botswana's runner flashing impressive power as she reeled in the early leaders. Sensing the shift, the Netherlands launched their advance. Their second athlete timed a smooth, deliberate acceleration down the home straight, slicing into Kenya's and Switzerland's lead. As the teams approached the second handoff, the stadium erupted. In a race where qualification hinged on perfection, any hiccup in the exchange zone could cost everything. By the time the third runners took over, exhaustion and tactics began to collide. Kenya tried to defend their early advantage, but the Dutch began pressing relentlessly, their rhythm and stability becoming more visible with every stride. Portugal hung on determinedly, refusing to let the gap widen. Switzerland's third-leg athlete delivered a measured, disciplined lap that protected their position and kept their Olympic hopes alive. Then came the anchor leg, and the atmosphere detonated. The Netherlands, closer, composed and feared for her devastating finish, opened her stride on the back straight and swept past Kenya with authority. Switzerland's final runner, sensing danger, mounted a desperate response, while Botswana's anchor unleashed a roaring late burst that electrified the home crowd. When the dust settled, the Netherlands powered across the line first, stamping their supremacy and punching their ticket to Paris. Switzerland followed with admirable cohesion, their unity proving decisive, and Botswana delivered one of their strongest relay outings in recent memory. Kenya and Cuba dueled intensely to the finish, refusing to surrender until the race was over. The outcome represented far more than raw speed. It rewarded unity, sharp execution, and competitive courage. Olympic qualification demanded more than just athletic skill. It required flawless teamwork under suffocating pressure. The Netherlands reaffirmed their status as one of the sport's most technically polished relay units, while Switzerland and Botswana earned praise for their persistence and heart. For spectators, the event was a vivid showcase of what makes the 4x400 relay unforgettable: the tight exchanges, the synchronized effort, and the emotional weight of running for national pride. The Bahamas 2024 relays once again proved that the magic of the relay lies not only in who runs fastest, but in who performs as a true collective.